hey, I don't mean to keep talking about this. This is for people who don't watch the live stream or maybe miss some videos. I just wanted to have a place to put this. I'm getting asked a lot on Twitter about PlayStation Plus, their new service, and I've made it very clear I was disappointed. And people continually say, well, what were you expecting? And it was never going to be day one date. And you're saying it's a Game Pass competitor, but you don't expect day one date. And I just wanted to, let me lay out what I was hoping for and still am hoping for. I'm disappointed because a couple of reasons. One is there's no data about the time trials. What are they? Which games? How long? I was expecting them to say, it doesn't have to be God of War, but let's take God of War. God of War Ragnarok, June 22nd, when this launches, and that's going to be one of our time trials. And then letting you know, every big first-party game, it's 12 months. You're going to get it on June 22nd, 2022, June 22nd, 2023. It will launch on PS Plus for our premium tier. But if you are premium tier, you can play 4 to 5 hours of it, whatever. And then get a 10% discount if you want to purchase, and all of your save information transfers over instantly. We're also doing deals with these 5 third-party publishers to bring their titles day and date to trial periods as well with discounts. I was expecting that, but I was never expecting day and date for big Sony. I was expecting something like for them to say, like Xbox, you own a copy of Jumping Flash PS1, you own a copy of Silent Hill X, whatever it was, PS2. If you put your disc in, or if you can somehow, we've come up with a way for us to know you own it, just like Xbox, you don't even have to subscribe to the service. You will have the ability to either stream or download that game with our backwards compatibility. And if you are a part of the service, obviously you don't have to own any of them. You just have them every month. We didn't get that. I was hoping they would say, we make better, they wouldn't say it this way, but we make better games than Microsoft. It's mostly true in a certain genre, but boy, in that genre, they blow the fuck out of every company on the planet. I agree with that. The cinematic third-person action adventure game. And they say, well, look, those games are way too fucking valuable. Those are coming in 12 months, but we guarantee they'll be here in 12 months. But what we are also doing, because we understand the future, we understand the power of immediacy, or however they want to fucking frame it. We've started an initiative within Sony with some of our best teams and our best designers and creators. We are going to be making anywhere first year 3 to 7, and then moving on, we're going to make like 12 to 15 a year, smaller games that will be day and date. And we're going to do, I'm just making these up, we're going to do a God of War 2.5D game with the team out in Portugal, I think. The guys who did the Castlevania one, and they just did Metroid, which I didn't like, but you know what I'm saying. It's a God of War 2.5D game. That's coming. We're going to do... Kojima's got, we're finally going to make a first-person horror game. They can't call it PT, but we're going to give Kojima, 18 months and $10 million to go make the batshit fucking crazy horror game he wants to make. That'll be day one. So I guess what I expected, or I know what I expected, was because I have a history as a fan and an employee and as somebody who has worked with Sony, it's a very innovative company. It is a very forward-thinking company. And what I was hoping was they would take what's great about Game Pass for those of us who enjoy it, and they would PlayStationify it. They would bring the really cool DNA of creatives and interesting game ideas and some of the stuff that they can't afford to make that's weird and quirky anymore at $70, they could be bringing day one. I don't think Parappa still has much of a life left in it, but stuff like that. It's like, hey, there's a new Parappa coming. I wouldn't do that one, but I was expecting more of that Sony DNA that I love, and I think a lot of people who watch this channel love, but able to be done in a more future-thinking way of how people are getting more and more comfortable and desiring to consume their digital media. And instead what we got was something that feels, to me, very old-fashioned, very uninspired, and very uninteresting. And very disappointing. So I just wanted to make this video to explain that when people say, well, what did you want? That's what I wanted. That's what you should want. You should always expect companies that you're supporting financially to always be bending over backwards to earn your time and your money and your loyalty. And this just feels, unless you're a very specific kind of gamer. If you love the old games, great. You can go back and play Jumping Flash to your heart's content. I get it. But for most gamers, I think it feels like a non-event. And that's disappointing. And if you're not disappointed, that's great. But I am. And so there you go. There's your answer. Be well. See you soon. Bye.